In the top right of the map here on Overgrowth Ladder Edition, it is our pink player in the Terran pieces for this game because he is our random player, Newt's Iroh.
Newt.
Newt, Newt.
And in the bottom left, Team Prime. Nope, not really.
Not really.
From the Day 9 Ladder Clan, the Yellow Protoss, it is Fade.
So yeah, this is something you guys don't always get to see, but GameHeart actually lets you do this. It lets you just slap a logo on somebody. And you can use like giant versions of these logos with all their sponsors projected above the base. It looks really sweet.
Looks neat. Especially the newest version, actually. He's got a huge banner that actually runs across the main for
Nice.
the first several minutes of the match. And we already have a proxy pylon.
Oh my god. Well, okay. For those of you that aren't aware of this, Fade is a very unorthodox player. And by unorthodox, we mean he's cheesy. But he likes to be cheesy in interesting ways sometimes. Like, right now he's being very vanilla cheesy, if you know what I mean. But sometimes he does crazy stuff. And I'm hoping he's setting himself up to do something like that. Now, Iroh, on the other hand, as a random player, is also potentially kind of a interesting person to watch play. He likes to do a lot of unorthodox stuff, though he has been switching back into more macro play, at least with Terran recently, as that's the race we typically see him play a lot, actually, on here. But he's also handing when he gets upset. And you'll see what I mean probably shortly here.
Oh, Iroh opening CC first.
Ah, no!
He has no clue what's going on.
Okay, well, this is really crappy. So he's going to have 0 defenses when the Zealots come in, which means that this is going to be all based around micro until he can get a couple Marines out. There isn't going to be a bunker, more than likely. So unless he just blindly builds one. And that he would either need to basically... It's either a pure guess or he's a magician or stream cheating at that point. So, like,
Quick,
it's not...
check the chat.
I'm not expecting to see a bunker up here. There's 2 barracks though, so it looks like he's doing something kind of in between the fast expand idea. Thing is, if he actually gets the wall up completely, he can kind of repair through the damage of the Zealots for a long time. And I think he actually will be able to hold this if they attack now. Oh, he's got a stalker in there. Never mind. He's going to be able to shoot the repairing SCVs. This is going to be cruddy. So yeah, this isn't an ordinary proxy 2 gate. He won gate Cybercore, and then now he's trying to basically proxy a bunch of stalkers. So this SCV is going to run down there and discover things it doesn't want to see in just a few minutes.
Bunker going down right here behind the command center. Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to be quite in range of this.
Upgrade complete.
No, honestly, he's already got a Marine up. I mean, yeah, he can continue to shoot that. Oh no, the angling. The angling is not, he doesn't have this, it's not blocked down, it's not blocked off down at the bottom, thankfully. Fade is not checking down there at all. Iroh, repair the, there you go. Just trying to wonder, I'm like, is this gonna happen? Now, he's noticed
Fade's gonna
that
walk all the way around here.
The Great Wall of China, in fact, does have an end, and he's gonna just walk around it, but there's a bunker right here. So he's going to walk around and start working on the mineral line, which is, for some reason, deciding to charge straight at the opposing force and embrace death, so to speak. And the Zealot is going to go down. The Mules, just wanted to move to have solidarity with the SCVs, even though they can't shoot, fire, or damage them in any way. That's okay. That's already been done. The Stalkers are now up here. They're going to poke a little bit at the front. SCVs are just kind of hanging out, occasionally repairing buildings. And so actually a decent amount of damage that Fade's been able to do here. Unfortunately, he's not macroing at all behind this, so Iroh is still more than well ahead.
Yep, those mules make up a lot of his mineral income too, so he's got that advantage going for him. 3 mules out right now, actually.
That force is only continuing to grow from there. Now, the important thing, too, is even though he's lost a lot of SCVs, he actually has a second command center to reproduce them very quickly. His economy will not be long before it's restored. Unfortunately, he's pretty badly supply blocked at the moment, so this is an opening for Fade to kind of catch up a bit.
Fade only dropping a second gas behind this. He's still chrono boosting out stalkers to the front. He's getting warp gate as well.
Probably going to see him go from here into maybe grabbing Blink. It's a little bit too much of a risk to try and grab Expansion because he doesn't have all this tech back at home. So if this gets discovered, he has no army. I can't really blame him for trying to keep at least a lockdown on the natural. But yeah, here comes... Is he considering a move out? I wouldn't do that quite yet.
Tech Lab is going down. Maybe he needs to wait for Stim first.
Stim is definitely the piece of tech that you'd like to have. It'll give him enough damage output to really push the Stalkers back. But if he tries to go up there right now, they will kite the crap out of him. And Fade is definitely good enough at micro to do that, by the way, guys. I mean, this is his preferred playstyle. He does this all the time, and it's very easy to practice a lot of short games like this. Okay, this is going to discover very quickly that this Command Center does not want to be out here.
Ooh, not a good idea.
Trying to get a few shots in on. There's no way he can destroy it, though, not from that angle. And there's a bunch of SCVs that are going to pull themselves down and get stuck behind the Marines as they engage against the Stalkers here, which are not kiting at all. The Marines will win this fight one-on-one if there is no micro involved. But he sees that the opponent's forces are still out there, and Iroh still doesn't know that all of this tech is down here at his potential third base. If that gets discovered, I think that's going to be it for Fade. Anyway, engagement's going on here. We have the Stalkers at the front kind of trying to micro back a little bit. Does lose a couple of them, and Iroh's doing a good job here of pushing this back. He's gotten rid of the probe, putting down a proxy pylon. He's backing up a little bit. It's not actually taking care of the proxy pylon, though. Doesn't want to do that. Doesn't want to do that. It's not going to be too important since the rest of the literally right there.
One Marauder doing work too, man. You saw the bonus damage on the Stalkers there to Armored. Very nice. Barracks reactor into factory.
Well, let's see. I mean, back home, what do we got? Fade's throwing down a Stargate. Okay, so he wants to go from there into an Oracle. Not a bad move, given that he knows Iroh's intense hatred for such flying things. But I consider this to be pretty risky, though. I mean, all of his production is still right there. The Terran is on a two-base, starting to be on a two-base economy here. That's starting to get rolling, and he's gonna have a lot of Marines. What he needs to do with his attack, oddly enough, is actually just really whittle down the Marine count and then get away, which he actually did pretty well there. Kept most of his Stalkers alive. If he can keep the Marine count from being too high, then next time that Oracle flies over, can actually get some work done. It's still going to be a little bit before that happens, and there's 3 Marines at a time coming out, so he should have more than enough in the way of defenses. There is a couple missile turrets in the main, so that location will be safe, but the natural is unprotected.
Yep. Overall, I don't know, I think the defense is still pretty solid. And there's not much production coming up from Fade behind this either. He's used all of his resources on the Oracle and just continuing to build minerals now.
Another fight here, trying to push the army back. There are 3 Marauders going to help out a lot with this, and 2 SCVs coming forward. He can afford to pressure with these SCVs. He's actually not really taking any damage by doing so, just because, again, Fade is not going for that expansion at all. Now, this is an interesting play from Fade. He needs to actually get an expansion out relatively soon, regardless. Like, even if he kills a bunch of workers with this, if he doesn't have that second command structure, he's going to be in an awkward spot. Looks like he's going to ignore the natural because of all the defensive forces down there and discover that there's in fact a couple missile turrets, so this isn't going to do anything. At least not in that location. But I don't think Iroh's actually paying enough attention to realize that there was even an Oracle here in the first place. He's making no attempt to really shoot at it. He's letting it leave. And Army's at the front along with a medevac now. And I think that's... Does he have Stim yet? No, he actually doesn't. It's just about to finish. As soon as Stim is done, the second medevac gets out here, he can probably push against his force pretty hard. Stim is now finished.
These players playing a tug of war here, just kind of doing the dance.
I think at this point, Fade's just kind of stuck in Stalker mode. He's just, I'm going to keep building Stalkers and keep attacking you in hope that I can somehow break it. But it's slowly getting a little bit out of control for him. Oracle's here is going to get shut up pretty quickly. There's Stim, they've got medevacs in the back of that. Microing forward a little bit in the wrong way there, just kind of moving into the army, but he's pushed it back. And there's the GG from Fade.